Hachette Audio presents Outside the Jukebox. How I turned my vintage music obsession into my dream gig. Written by Scott Bradlee. Read by the author. Includes a Mac and PC compatible PDF of photos. Preface. My name is Scott Bradlee. I grew up in rural New Jersey in a small town in a middle-class family. We lived in an unassuming house and did unassuming things, like watch Jeopardy, play Scrabble, and go for after-dinner walks down to the end of the cul-de-sac on which we lived. We didn't have any relatives in the entertainment industry, and none of us had ever been west of Pennsylvania, let alone to Hollywood. Ours was a simple life, where a trip to Krauser's food store for ice cream sandwiches was a cause for celebration. But from an early age, I have never been someone who could let a simple thing go uncomplicated. Within days of opening a Christmas present containing a shiny new toy, I could be found dismantling said toy, eager to discover its inner workings. When Scrabble and Monopoly and Battleship got old, I invented my own board games with my own rules, to the eternal frustration of those unlucky enough to play them with me. Whereas other kids were content to simply enjoy the songs they heard on the radio, I had to know how they were made. And so when I entered my teen years and fell feverishly in love with jazz and decided, with characteristic determination, that I was going to pursue a career as a jazz pianist, it didn't really take anyone by surprise. My parents were supportive, but they also feared that I wouldn't be able to support myself. I auditioned for and got accepted to music school, and eventually earned a diploma. I moved to New York City, where I lived in a basement apartment in Queens that flooded every time it rained, with a sweet older landlady who used to bring me bread, and I spent a couple years in grad school studying music composition before unceremoniously dropping out. 10 years out of high school, when most of my peers had already shacked up with their childhood sweethearts and bought houses not far from home, I was a 27-year-old with no career prospects and $100,000 in debt. I was barely earning enough money to cover rent and had to claim hardship to defer payment on my outstanding student loans. Then, everything changed for me. Not all at once, and not conspicuously, but gradually, beginning with a single video performance I recorded at home and put on the internet, just for kicks. The video went viral, and suddenly, I was inspired again. I began making more videos that combined my love of vintage styles of music with modern pop culture and invited my artistically inclined friends to join me in them. I had no idea where this new pastime might lead, or even if it would lead anywhere at all. But I knew that I enjoyed doing it, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?